Welcome to Perspectives El Paso. I'm Leon Blevins, Professor of Government at El Paso Community College. This is January of 2016. 50 years ago at this time, I was teaching and studying at Texas Western College, and it changed its name at that time to UT El Paso. It was a momentous time in the life of American sports history because during that season, Don Haskins, the coach of the team, started with 5 black athletes, and it began to break the color line in American sports, made sports history. Eventually, the entire team and the coach were inducted into the National Basketball Hall of Fame. In 1986, Willie Cager and his family moved next door to my family, and Willie had been a member of that team. So I interviewed Willie in March of 2011, and we're going to bring that one back up and let you see it again. When Willie went to some of the occasions where they were honored, Barbara Miller Cager went with him, and she brought me back some collectibles such as t-shirts and caps. I have wonderful memories about 1966, 1986, and here we are. I recently have done some shows about UTEP and its current history, and now I'm going to do some future programs about 2016, the 50th anniversary year of the Texas Western Miners, national champions. Now we welcome Willie Cager. Good to see you.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
We need to let the audience know that you and your family moved next door to us in 1986. And so we've grown to love you and Barbara, your wife, and your 3 children. And so it's a wonderful thing to get acquainted with you over the years and reminisce a little bit about 1966 in those years.
Just a tad, huh?
Just a tad. Telling the old stories, right?
Yeah.
For this program, I want us to take it maybe in 3 major parts. First, of you and your teammates coming down from New York and your reaction to West Texas and the team that you developed with Don Haskins, the Bear, a classic coach of old-time basketball, right?
Right.
The old style of basketball.
Old style.
Okay. And so I got to know him some in the faculty lounge during those years. So here we go. Let's do that. And then we want to look at the game. Do you remember the date of the championship game?
The 19th.
The 19th?
Yeah, 19th.
March the 19th. Yeah. Okay. You might want to confuse that with June the 19th something. March the 19th of 1966. I remember we were watching it in our little apartment on black and white television, and when that game was going on and key plays being made and the victory, my wife threw a plate of tuna fish sandwiches all over the room. She was so excited about that. And I'm sure that was happening in different places around El Paso. People were so excited.
Well, everybody was just cheering and hollering, and it was such a joy in El Paso.
Oh, I tell you, and where you were. And then we want to close out today with the nonprofit foundation that you've set up to help young people.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back first. You coming from New York. Where in New York were you from, and how did you get into basketball there?
Well, I'm from New York City or South Bronx, right? Regional ghettos.
The ghetto, okay.
Right. Which come Hilton White. Actually, I was playing 3-on-3 with the guys that play for Hilton White, and he wanted me to play on my team, play on his team. I said, well, yeah, I'll go ahead and consider that.
Was he African American?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
And some of the others that came to Texas Western, they were from the same area, played with you there?
New York City, same area.
So it wasn't so much pick up on the streets, playing basketball on the streets, it was actually with the league that you got into.
Yeah, right. And I was in the city league at that time and stuff, and we just played games all over.
Okay. Did he make contact with Texas Western or other schools to try to get you?
Actually, Willie Brown, who played for Don Haskins, said you need to check out some guys up in the city. That's pretty good. So that's where we got started there.
You weren't just pretty good.
Well,
you turned out to be great. but at that point, you were still learning. You had so much more to learn.
No, I knew how.
Oh, you knew how. All right.
I knew how. Only I need to do is find out about his defensive style, and that was it. Offense, hey, I can handle that.
Okay, good. Well, that helped you to win. That helped you to win not just that game, but many other games.
Quite a few.
A key game was one with Kansas.
Right.
In the playoffs.
With JoJo White stepping out of bounds. Critical point.
Okay.
Because he made the shot, but he stepped out.
Okay. What about your relationship to the coach, the Bear? Was he tough? Was he tough on you?
Mean, ornery. He didn't want to do his way or not at all. Okay. Simple as that. I mean, he was strict.
He was a lovable bear.
Yeah, but he was strict.
Okay, good. Well, that's the way he could get the most out of it.
We're talking about those 2 days practices didn't. Oh, I hated that. I like to just play the game.
Now there was a movie made about this called Glory Road. We see here I've set up a Wheaties box with signatures of all of you on the team that were still living at the time that this came out. And then the movie Glory Road. Are there any things you'd like to correct that's in that movie that they maybe changed up about you and your mother and the team?
There's a bunch of things I'd like to correct.
Okay. Correct a couple of the most important ones.
First of all, when they got my number wrong, they just really, upset me to a T.
They put the wrong number in the movie?
Yeah, right. All right, they had number 10 in the white, but then they had 11, they had a 10 in the orange, and that was number 11, not 10.
Oh, no.
And I told Jacob Burkheim, I said, yeah, if you're going to do it right. Don't do it at all.
Right, okay. And what's another one?
The bathroom scene with Neville Shedd getting beat up in the bathroom. It didn't happen.
What was that?
Neville Shedd getting beat up in the bathroom didn't happen.
Oh, Neville Shedd getting beat, but it wasn't about you. It was about Neville Shedd getting beat up in the bathroom, I think in Dallas or something.
Yeah, right. And, it didn't happen.
So for movies, they make up things for drama effect.
Yeah, right.
And, I could understand why
we're talking about Bobby Joe and Tina Mino with Morris. Didn't happen.
Back to the Bear.
Okay.
Do you have any little story you want to share about working with Don Haskins, the Bear?
Well, my thing was that when I was coaching the freshman team up at UTEP, right, we had to play different, schools and whatnot, and a lot of times the guys they weren't eligible to play, and it kind of it hurt me.
Oh my, yes.
Yeah, Scott Innings, all those guys, they probably doing something great now, but you got to be able to function, be able to play basketball, Otherwise, you're lost,
Well, back then the reputation was that a lot of colleges, they just wanted the players so they could have victories. It was sports entertainment and the alumni giving money. And now you're pushing the idea of academic excellence as well as sports excellence.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that disappointed you, that some of these people were not putting the work in to stay eligible.
Right.
Were there any on your team, the championship team, that had a big struggle with that? I remember in the movie it showed pressure on them to do their homework.
Well, that was with the Harry Flournoy's mother going to class. That was true.
That was true. Harry Flournoy's mother actually went to class and looked over his shoulder, but she did his homework. But you did have some tension and friction related to race relations as you traveled.
Oh yeah, that was all the time.
All the time.
Oh yeah.
And at the national championship game.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go then to the national championship team. We've got you to Texas. We've got you building the team, working with Don Haskins. Then you go to the national championship. Were you somewhat concerned about where that was being played and the team that you were playing against, Kentucky?
Yeah, well, Kentucky that was a no-brainer as far as who we played. It didn't make any difference who we played.
Okay.
But it's the fact that Kentucky was just there. It was either Kentucky or Duke.
Yeah.
Either one.
And they were both from the South.
Right. Okay. So if Duke had won, we'd play Duke. But Kentucky won, so we played Kentucky.
Now I know from visiting with Don Haskins from time to time during that era that his concern was not race when he was playing you fellas.
Right.
He just wanted the best. He wanted winners.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
But he began to run into these problems on the road that he wasn't expecting in some cases.
Well, number one, I think it was up in Lubbock.
In Lubbock.
Yeah, we had a phone call from the one of the guys. They called my room and said that we're gonna shoot all you niggas if you come out there to play.
So you ran into racism in Lubbock.
Yeah. And I said, so and then I talked to Don Haskins and they called the FBI and got the FBI in on that situation, but
Well, I know that he was so excited when you won the game and working with him. And then he started getting hate mail.
Yeah.
He showed us some of those in the faculty lounge from time to time, and he was just so disappointed.
I didn't see any hate mail, but
well, he was keeping it from you. He didn't want you to see
right.
that and be demoralized by some of the stuff that was coming in. I know that. And I wasn't real close to him, but he was sharing some things with us on the faculty at that time. Okay, the big game. I think it was in Maryland. I'm not sure.
Yeah, College Park, Maryland.
College Park, Maryland.
And that's where my dad was from, College Park, Maryland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay. What about going out there and playing? Tell us about the game.
Well, the game, I came off the bench. I was just like the sixth man. Right? Bobby Joe had those 2 steals, and David Ladden had the slam dunk, and so that was like obvious. And after that, hey, boom, I came in and did my thing.
Yeah, and Don Haskins was trying to protect your health to some extent, wasn't he? He wanted to be careful.
My thing was that I wasn't concerned about my health.
I know you weren't.
Because I played every game. I didn't sit out on half a season like in the movie. I played every game. So the game that we lost to Seattle, I took the last shot.
Wow. From
half court, hit the front of the rim and bounced off.
What a memory.
I know.
It's still right there, right?
Hey, hello.
Okay, and it's right there for many of us. Yeah. We saw it on a little black and white. Could you imagine today? On big screen television.
Hello.
And of course, the team has been honored by ESPN, honored by Sports Illustrated and others. The iconic picture is this one. And this is in the newspaper El Paso Times at the time that Don Haskins died. And this picture is all over the place. Sports Illustrated, Grandy's Restaurant up here in El Paso and some other places. And what a memory. And then, of course, the trophy itself that came back. And we see that. Wasn't it a thrill to be holding that trophy?
Well, no, actually, Don Haskins let me have it for my foundation thing.
Okay.
So it was definitely an honor, believe me. But I had to give it back.
Oh, sure. It was on loan. Insured quite heavily, I think. And then, of course, Nova Magazine. I get this magazine as alumni with UTEP. And it has a story, and they've had other publications telling about this. And so, isn't it kind of hard to keep your head from getting too big?
No.
How do you keep it under control?
No, hey. I'm a cool guy, man.
Oh, you're a cool guy.
Believe it or not. But I'm trying to help as many people as possible, succeed in life.
Oh, I know. I understand that from having been around you for so long. What about the Wheaties box? And what about the trip to the White House in Washington, D.C.?
President Bush, honored the whole team there. And we sat down and watched the movie. I was still kind of like mad because they got my number wrong. But
you told him that, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And, what kind? He said a few words. Then we went downstairs and ate dinner, and then we left.
So this was President George W. Bush.
That's right.
And I believe Don Haskins was ill and did not get to go to that particular event. Another event, of course, was induction into the National Basketball Hall of Fame. The whole team.
Yeah, the whole team.
And I think, is this still correct, that Texas Western College is the only Texas team to win the national championship up to this point?
That is correct.
45 years later.
Hello.
You're still hanging on to that.
Right. It was 2 teams being inducted, Texas Western and the Harlem Globetrotters.
Harlem Globetrotters.
Right.
And, of course, the win at College Park, Maryland in 1966 goes into the history books as helping to desegregate college athletic sports in the United States. How does that make you feel?
Well, it's pretty good, man. I mean, like I said, you can go to any college or university of your choice as long as you have have the grades. And that's astounding. That's beyond compare.
Right. You did get to go for the induction at the Hall of Fame, didn't you?
I sure did. The whole team went.
Right. And then individually, Don Haskins was inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Right. He was earlier than the year before. And and then we got inducted, and then like I said, Pat Riley got inducted in 09, and Michael Jordan got inducted in 010.
Oh my goodness. I notice you've got some fancy rings here. Well, look at this. Now, do these have something to do with those honors?
Oh, just a tad.
Okay, what's this one?
That's the Hall of Fame ring.
That's the Hall of Fame ring.
And this is what championship ring.
That's the championship ring.
Yeah.
I'm holding the hands.
NCAA championship.
I'm holding the hands of one of the greatest champions in El Paso.
Oh, hello.
Now we have some other heroes here too. Nolan Richardson.
Oh, I know.
Tell me about Nolan Richardson and your relationship to him.
He's a fantastic coach, believe it or not. Even when he was down there at Bowie. It was Bowie and then Bel Air. I was playing coaching their freshman team, and they beat me by 2 points. I was very upset, but
I guess so. Well, you got to get over your mads, okay?
I'm good about that,
Okay. Now I know also, and we want to be sure we get this in. And at some point, we want to weave up onto the screen your telephone number and your website with regard to your nonprofit foundation. because you set up a foundation to help young people here in the El Paso area so they can achieve their dreams.
Exactly.
Tell us about that. What do you call your foundation?
My thing is Willie Cager, Learning Center, Kids University.
Kids University.
Right.
Okay.
Now, for me, starting from the 7th grade to the 12th grade, I want to teach a trade each year upon graduating from high school, so they'll know something. Right. I'm looking at 3rd grade is to introduce the different types of sports.
Now, how many kids do you have at any one time at this Kids University?
I had 105 teams at one time.
105 teams?
Yeah, teams.
And where,
all with the Ysleta School District.
Yeah, all over the Ysleta School District. So do you have one place or facility you operate out of?
I have quite a few places that I have to travel in. Thomas Manor, Constance Hobart,
Okay. So you have your office.
I have my office,
and then you work into these schools, mainly in the Ysleta School District,
exactly.
working with the kids, training them. Where do you get your coaches that work with them?
Well, my son is one of them.
Okay, your son.
Yeah, he does real well as far as teaching them the fundamentals.
Seems like I went to both of your sons' weddings.
Right, that is correct.
Oh, that's right. And then you have grandchildren.
Right.
I just love your grandkids. And also,
yeah.
It's just a family thing. Don't you like that aspect about El Paso?
Family affair.
That it's one big city, but it's like a family. We're close to each other.
See, I want everybody to be what family. Simple as that.
Okay.
When you're family, you can get things done.
Tell me about some success stories with some of the kids that you have gone through your program.
Well, a lot of them was already coaching and teaching at the Ysleta School District.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
Okay.
One or two coaches.
So they have actually moved into the coaching field, making a living out of it. Okay.
Which is fantastic.
Are you concerned right now? We're having a big budget problem in the United States and a budget problem in Texas about them wanting to cut out some funds.
They already cut out some funds, the Title IV money and whatnot, just erase it, totally. So that's why I have to do things on my own. I'm trying to get in touch with David Stern, Michael Jordan, Pat Riley, to help me out with what I want to build in favors, big learning center in Fabens for the kids.
You're working toward building a big learning center. Why did you select Fabens?
Well, it's got lots of land.
Lots of land.
Yeah, and it's like, well, we're talking about from Van Horn to Abilene, Texas. That's all over El Paso.
Okay.
Including the private schools and the homeschool and stuff too. Right. They need to be involved with that.
But that would involve some transportation costs.
Exactly. Well, we're going to, right now, we're going to basically try to do a can drive and just give cans and just, all the crushed cans and stuff.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Now, you've told me that you're looking at retirement, and you're going to have a fundraiser there, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm retiring June 25th at the Civic Center downtown.
June when?
25th.
25th of 2011, Civic Center downtown.
Right.
So how much are you going to hit me up for a donation to come and eat?
Well, I don't know, but the dinner is like $100 for a single and $125 for a couple.
$125 for a couple.
Right. Okay. So it's and it seats 3,000.
Yeah.
I need to see 3,000 there.
Well, we got around it. Maybe this show will generate about 2,500 of those anyway. See if we can fill that place up.
Yeah. Neville Shedd is going to be the guest speaker.
Neville Shedd, the guest speaker.
Right.
I bet he's going to say some nice things about you.
I hope so. I hope so.
Oh, great. Well, most of your teammates from that era are still alive.
Yeah. Only one that passed away is Bobby Joe Hill.
Bobby Joe Hill. And he was a firecracker out on the floor that night of the championship game.
Super duper speed. Fast.
He wasn't as tall as you.
No, but he was quick.
He was quick and fast, and he could steal those balls away from the others. So each of you had your own skills that you could put into that game to win that victory. That's what it's all about. It's a team effort.
Hello.
Yeah, you can't do it alone. That's one of the lessons you teach your young people.
There you go.
Character.
Team effort.
And team effort. Okay. Anything that I've overlooked? There are just so many things here.
You tell me.
I'm almost speechless because there's just so much we could talk about. I don't know exactly.
No, my thing is, I want all the kids to be productive in life. Simple as that. I'm going to try to build learning for everybody. Like I said, all sports, not just basketball, all sports.
Do you approach a lot of it like Don Haskins did? Defense, 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 defense?
No, I like offense, offense, offense.
Oh, you teach them offense. Go for it, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever the sport is.
Well, yeah, my thing is when you get to be in a high school, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, you need to average these 6 points each quarter, which averages out to 24 points a game. If you can do that every game, you got a scholarship from somewhere, I guarantee you.
Well, you still sound like a coach.
Hello. I am a coach.
Yeah. Now, what about your educational background and experience in going into coaching yourself?
Well, I coached at the Bel Air High School, Tornillo, San Elizario, yes, quite a few places.
Bel Air, Tornillo, San Elizario. Okay.
Right. And my first job was with the El Paso, El Paso District at San Jacinto Elementary School.
Okay, San Jacinto Elementary School.
Yeah, right.
All right.
First job.
Well, I knew that you'd gone into coaching, but I didn't remember all the schools that you coached at over the years. Do you occasionally see some of your former students? You mentioned some of them are now coaching at different places.
Definitely.
And they
got good business, smart business, so
Yeah, so they're out in the business world.
Right.
Do you have some goals beyond retirement?
Well, yeah. So once I get my learning center built, I have some goals.
Okay.
Right. Hey, I want to make sure that everybody goes to class, do what they got to do. Simple as that. AB honor roll, which is good for me because I was the AB honor roll when I got a UTEP.
So you're going to be #1 coach, cheerleader.
Hello.
Get out there, get this job done. Hey, you
right.
coaches, you better do it right, do it the way I taught you. And you young people,
there's different types of coaching, but you need to coach it the right way.
Okay.
Learn the fundamentals first before you do anything at all.
Well, if you learn the wrong way, you keep doing things the wrong way.
Exactly.
And so if you get the fundamentals down, you can go from there and keep doing that. So we look for you not to just be retired and sit around and watch the sports.
Oh no! I'm gonna keep rolling until I reach my dream, my goal. I want to have the first NCAA championship in Fabens, believe it or not.
First NCAA championship in Fabens.
Yeah, both boys and girls. I want to seating capacity is 32,000.
That's a big dream.
Hello.
That's going to take quite a bit of money.
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
I think I got the right people that's going to help me out right now. As far as
Well, you don't think small and you don't dream small.
Thank you.
And that's probably what helped win the championship for you and your teammates back then.
I know the championship was like automatic.
Oh, automatic.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so self-confident, Willie.
hey, believe me, it didn't matter who got there. Just whatever it was.
Who you played, you were going to beat.
Yeah, done.
Okay.
Bottom line.
Okay. Well, I know that I didn't have any of your starting lineup in my classes back in 1965 or 66. I had the football team players in my classes back then primarily, so we didn't get acquainted back then.
Yeah.
But we certainly followed your career.
Well, it's been a good one.
You remember the parade that we had? We went out there and watched the parade. That was down between the buildings at then Texas Western. And then they changed the name of us. How do you feel about that? It's now called UTEP and not Texas Western College.
Well, it had to change because of now it's a university status.
Right, yeah.
That's all. Other than that, it's still Texas Western College.
And I have one of the T-shirts that you and your group put out that says Texas Western College in 1966.
There you go.
You autographed that for me. I wonder how much that's going to be. How much could we auction that off for down at the
I have no idea.
Now you have been auctioning off some basketballs and things.
I'm selling pictures with the whole team right now, for $20 to help the foundation. I'm selling my picture, which is $5.
Well, you're worth $5.
Well, hello. Thank you very much.
Well, I wish you well in your retirement and whatever you do. And if you need help, we have a few bucks that we might shovel along your way.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Well, Willie, it's great to have you here. And as I said, it's an honor to shake hands with a national champion.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
I wish we had more time to talk about this, but that's our time for this program called Perspectives El Paso. So we hope you now have a better perspective on African American history in El Paso and the game.
Worsley at Texas Western. Texas Western now leads 43-38. At the free throw line, he lobs to Berger, who takes the shot. Good. Breaks out to the free throw line in the 3-second zone. A fall-away shot. Beautiful tap by Cross. Conley recovers. Back to Berger. Turnaround jump shot. That's no good. Beautiful slam by Willie Cager. Jump shot goes up good. Texas Western broke a 9-9 tie with a free throw, and Kentucky hadn't caught up center. Hill hits again from the outside. Drives into the 3-second zone. Passes out. Jump shot to the side is good. 62-54. Miners lead by 8. Talent to Conley. On the left side, a jump shot. Good. 68-61. Texas Western by 7. He lays it up, no good. Put up again, no good. Now Latin lays it in, good. 71-61, Texas Western. Berger on the pivot, turns and takes a jump shot. Good. But still trailing 72-65, and the ball game is over. As Kentucky has lost the championship game for the first time in their history.